All right, guys. All right. Hopefully you can hear me. Just decided to go. I wanted to go live last night. Um, didn't get to do that. Um, let's see. I've had a lot of stuff. You'll see. Um, my under the air conditioner there is looking a little bare. That's because I've had a lot of. I want to say well, it's a lot to me anyway. Construction, I guess, sort of construction at my house. Not really. Mostly getting ready for the summer rains. Um, I'm on the. I'm getting all the air conditioning's cleaned up. Getting a quote for some work on the house. Got a new air conditioning main unit outside. Because that died like when we came back from Port St. Lucie. Hey, Jonathan, thanks for coming. And let's see. A bunch of other people were here. I got some new stuff in my office here that can't see. I got a couch and everything. So it's like, and then I've been busy. I don't know if you see me on my personal page or whatever. We went to our ACDC, and then we're gonna go to Metallica this weekend, and then we went to Dallas, or I went to Dallas. Hopefully, I'll be able to take my wife or daughter or whatever next time we go, because that was a pretty good trip. I'm gonna have some video here. I'm not gonna share. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but I'm gonna play a little bit of it, and then I'm gonna post that to YouTube and share that on the page. My full like video. I didn't take enough video, but I'm gonna show you guys a little bit. I'm still getting used to my cool camera here, the DJI Pocket 3. I need to use it more. I got a little bag to help me carry it around shows and events and stuff, so I could do a little bit more blogging, and just give my thoughts and talk about where I'm at. Anyway, all right. I wanted to talk a little bit about the upcoming shows. I'm just going to bring up our schedule here, and then I'm going to talk about a guest that we just booked today for next week's show. Of course, here's the schedule. You can see here, Orlando is on the 14th. That's a Saturday. The other reason why I didn't come on here yesterday was I did have a little hiccup. Oh, you know what? Just while I did have a little hiccup with the venue. They thought that I was doing a Sunday show, and we got lucky there. And I don't usually share that information, but I thought, why not? Hey, let me just see Mars auctions. Let's see if it will show it. Okay, I will. I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to show that. All right. Okay. So we have the show in another week. There in Orlando, the day before Father's Day. And I've got a special guest that I'm going to be bringing on. Met him this last weekend down in Dallas, and then when I mentioned the shows and when we had it, he said, "Hey, oh man, I have an opening. I'd love to come." And so we're gonna have Jeffrey Weissman coming to the show next week, Saturday. Now you're gonna know him from. I know it's not Michael J. Fox. Sorry guys, I can't afford him. Okay, let's be real. Okay. Anyway, anyway, let me see if I can make now. It's not going to make myself bigger. Okay, I can show a bigger picture of this. Also, so he's been in both Back to the Future 2 and 3. He famously kind of replaced. He's the I'm going to call it fake George, or the replacement George in the second movie, and then I think he played. I don't remember what character he played in the third movie. But he was also on several other shows that you can see there. Saved by the Bell, Dallas Murder She Wrote, I think, and or wait, yeah, Diagnosis Murder, some other stuff. Okay, he's gonna come on here next week, next Monday or Tuesday, one of those days. We're gonna have, I think it's gonna be Monday. We're gonna have an interview with Jeff. Jeff Weissman, not just Jeff Davis. We're gonna have him on, and he's gonna talk about some of his background, some maybe he's gonna share some some behind the scenes clips from Back to the Future 2. He's gonna share some stories, the cool Hollywood stories with us, and he's gonna be in Orlando in person on June 14th at our Orlando show, guys. Okay, this is just something that literally I just found out in the last couple hours. Okay, I met him on Saturday or Friday, sorry, at the in Dallas. And you know, I met some other people. I haven't scheduled anybody, but he was like, "Oh, hey, I got an opening." I said, "Well, if you want to come, I got to know right away so I can, you know, get you out there." And he called me yesterday right away, and it was great. So then we worked everything out on the travel and all that, and so he'll be in there at the Orlando. And this will be kind of one of the first times we've actually had a guest, I think, in Orlando for a while, because I don't usually do a lot of guests in Orlando just because normally I wait and do a 2-day show in Orlando. But so if you're a Back to the Future fan like I am, and you want to, you know, if we get him again, I was thinking today we could do some kind of like movie, a screening or something like that, where he can talk a little bit about, you know, some of the production stuff. But maybe we'll try talking about that, you know, next week when he's on here live next Monday at 7:30. Okay. And so again, that's Jeffrey Weissman. He'll be at the show. I'm going to do a post tomorrow, but this is kind of like an early post. Basically, again, I just found this out, so I want to tell everybody about it. And then again, he'll be a guest on the video thing here next week. All right. Let me go back to the schedule. Go back to the schedule here. Besides Orlando, I'm not moving. I'm probably moving a little bit too fast, but anyway, let me go back to the schedule here and just say, hey, again, we have Orlando, Tampa Toy Con, and Coral Springs. I mean, some of these other shows, I still have space. If there's vendors that are interested, I still have space. One thing I am going to be adding a bunch more guests here in the next week, guest announcements for Tampa Toy Con. Right now we have Gem. Looks like we're going to be on local. I got contacted by local Tampa TV to do an interview with her and be part of the, you know, like a pre-show. They're going to give her, you know, if she's available, assuming she's here. Haven't worked all that out. And then we're also going to have some other guests. So I think Mortal Kombat guys are going to be here. And then I've got a couple other people that I haven't put out there, but I need to get them out there because, you know, they're coming. I've been trying to get a YouTuber guy to come. I don't know if he's going to come because he's got some family things going on. And I'm going to go ahead and then go back to myself here. Let me, it's got some YouTuber stuff. Anyway, I've been trying to do that. And then, let's see, got a couple cool artists guys that are, that want to come. And it's just a matter of, I just got to work out the hotel and all that. So, that's going to be a huge, big show, guys. I know I haven't really put much out there on the Tampa Toy Con. I need to do that. Just kind of had a weird time has flown by here in the last month or so. Okay, so let me, you know, say hey to to Tony. Hey, I was talking to Tony there from Shellhead Toys. He'll be in Tampa, but just want to let everybody know that the flag did sell. Let me see if I can let me see if I can share that. Chrome tab. Yeah. Okay. So I did bid on this, guys. Okay. I did end up bidding on this. And this sold. I think Tony got a couple things. I think he he bid on a couple things, but I only bid on the flag. Okay. And basically, let me just go to that page here. Okay. So you'll see we had pictures of me in there. Okay, maybe they took them down. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I ended up bidding on this, and you see it went for 5,700, 5,750 plus 19%, which is about almost $7,000. So if you wanted this thing, it was gonna be $7,000. I wasn't willing to do that. I have too many other things going on. So a flag, I'll have to wait on a sealed flag. We'll just have to open up something else. But it was pretty cool. All right, let's see. Nathan, thanks for joining us. William and Annette. Yeah, Annette. So Peter, I'm gonna be announcing Peter. I'm not gonna go in the last name, but I'm gonna be. I got to get something together. I haven't now. I appreciate you connecting me to that. It's great when vendors connect us to guests and stuff like that. I do have that. And hey, Dan, hope you're doing well with the lollipops, and hopefully we'll see you soon. I don't remember which show you signed up for. Hopefully it wasn't Orlando, but I don't think it was, because I am sold out in Orlando. Okay, let me go ahead and get rid of this flag. You guys don't care about that. Okay. All right. Got some great pieces, but this was wild to watch with the bids. Yeah, it went, it did go. I think me and Tony were going back and forth on that. We weren't sure what it was going to go to. I ended up, I think I ended up bidding like $4,000 or something like that. So like 5,000, and that I was comfortable because I felt, hey, it's definitely going to be worth that and stuff. And I thought it'd be cool to have set up next to my flag at Tampa Toy Con was the reason why I was looking at it. But that's all I was willing to go. And it shot past that like immediately, because when it started all day, it was only at 3,100 or something like that. And then it just blew past, my bid. So no big deal. I was actually happy, honestly. I was like, after getting all the autographs and doing the Dallas thing, and I'm going to share some video with you guys that I took. I'm going to share the whole video on my YouTube page, but I'll just share a little bit so you guys can get a little, background. But anyway, after I was in Dallas and got the autographs that I got and stood in line and bought the hotel and everything, I was like, man, I kind of hope that I don't win this auction, because I'm going to be kind of wiped out. So anyway, yeah, I don't know, Jason. There was a guy on a GI Joe group last week that was selling one for $8,000 that had baggy stuff. So I don't know. I think that's about right. I mean, I've been looking at a Defiant, sealed Defiant, and that's more rare than that, because I was going to open it at Tampa Toy Con. I'm just not willing to come off that kind of money, guys, for that. I mean, I just don't think so. I mean, I'd rather just hold on to, assuming I have that money, which I don't necessarily do. I'd have to move some stuff around and figure things out. But I'd rather have it to book more shows. That's what I do with a lot of it, is I'd rather have that to keep, do better stuff, get some more stuff, that sort of thing. Okay. All right. And all right, Dan, yeah, you're going to, okay, cool. Mid-July. All right. Awesome. All right. And Zeta, I haven't heard from you in a while. Thanks for joining us. And that's true. The market. Okay. All right. So again, that I want to thank Antique Toys Ed there. I wasn't able to get on. I was trying to get a video on with him last week, but couldn't put it together. He was on with Shellhead Toys on their Tuesday night thing, I think, and stuff like that. All right. So let me go ahead and let me go ahead and let's see. Let me go back to my list here. All right. So the big thing for me is the show next week and the special guest that again. You probably see me. I went in the last month or so. I went to Louisiana. Met some new vendors that we're going to have. At least 2 or 3 vendors from Louisiana are going to be coming to Tampa Toy Con. I'm really excited about having new people that are from out of state. This is very, very cool for me. It's awesome that they're coming. One guy was already going to be there anyway for the Offspring, so he's going to be, he's got a booth. And then I got to follow up with a couple other people, and I met people that we can have as guests and all that there. So all these trips have been really beneficial, and that includes the Dallas one. Again, in a minute, I'm gonna go and do the video a little bit. Hey, Julian, you guys at CM Bunting, I think is you guys, and then finally we have Pam and Charlie back in Orlando. We only get them probably for this show, but they have this beautiful dog, golden retriever that they have to manage. And then our buddy there, Davian here, El Retro. Okay, he screwed up on the Dallas trip. But hopefully he'll be in Orlando. All right. Okay, what I'm going to do now, guys, is I am going to talk a little bit about, I'm going to bring up my video that I did with my camera here. I didn't end up taking video until Sunday, so this is not, it's Sunday, right? It's still a lot of people, but not to the ridiculous. And I will say that I'm going to show you a little bit about the, okay, great. Let's do that. I'm going to show you guys some video that I took. I'll do a little thing where maybe I'll talk over it. I'm going to pause, fast forward, whatever, but I'm going to put this together, in a video that I'm going to post. So, just so you guys can watch the whole thing if you're interested. If you're not, that's fine too. I am still, after I watched it a little bit again, I am realizing that I need to do this a lot more. So let me just set it up here, and then I'm going to play one of the videos. Basically, I went to Dallas. This is Fan Expo, the same people that put on MegaCon. And from a MegaCon perspective, whenever I go to MegaCon, it's just too much. It's just, you got to plan out the parking. You got to plan out getting in there. You got to plan out where you're staying. It's honestly, it's a nightmare. Okay. It's huge. It's so ridiculous. The first time I went there, I was just in awe, and I was like, wow, wouldn't this be just crazy to put on a show like this? Now I have no interest. I have zero interest in putting on a show that's that large. It's just ridiculous. Okay, to the point of, I don't know. It's just too much, right? But I will say this show in Dallas was pretty good. Now, could they have done better? Could they have done more organized? Could they have, done things better than they did? Sure, they could have. But I walked away there thinking I could probably put on a show that size there. And it was, the vendor area was only like 6 1/6 of the size of MegaCon. I mean, maybe a quarter, but I believe that it would be like 1/6 the size of MegaCon. Had all the other stuff, that they try to do at the panels and the showroom and all that stuff. It had a lot of stuff, but it wasn't, it was a mini MegaCon. It was a micro MegaCon in comparison. Okay. So, and I met some people in Dallas, in from Tampa and Florida and Dallas and stuff. And I'll show you on this video, the line and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and let me go ahead and add that. And
thing that's also going to remind myself some of the stuff that they had here.
All right. So I'm just going to go back to my, this is me. And I haven't figured out this camera that much. Okay. This is me just kind of, talking to people. Let's listen to here for a second and then we'll kind of move on. Some of this, I don't think it's boring, but I'm going to show you guys like the line and some VIP and how they had it set up and stuff. So I just, we'll skip over some duller parts.
See, it's Sunday morning here I'm in Dallas. Just thought I'd show you guys a little bit of the thing. That's also going to remind myself some of the stuff that they had here. Anyway, I'm going to merge this into several clips into one video. So I know I probably don't even look. I forgot my coffee here. Anyway.
Yeah, I want to say that, guys, that, this is like on the third day. This is the third day, and I was beat, man, because I was like, I had been standing in line all freaking weekend, basically.
All right, I'm going to turn this around, and I'll show you guys a little bit. It's already crazy here, so I'm about 30 minutes out from the opening of Sunday. I've got to hurry up and try to get an autograph. Anyway, I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to show you a little bit. Lots of differences with my shows. This is a major production. This is about a quarter the size of MegaCon, I would say, but it's the same company. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit around. All right. So people are coming in here. There's actually two. Yeah, this is like a giant triangle
this is just one of
down
them.
there where you see the signs. I don't know if you see them, but they're kind of big. Thing that would never go with my show, I don't think. But hey, maybe it will. They've got an app.
Okay, there I'm talking about the check-in, how you have to activate your badge and check in and stuff like that, and that just would not go because you got to sit there and wait, and all that.
You download. Pretty cool. It does tell you to schedule different people to photo ops and all that stuff. Something I would like to have, but I don't have a need for it other than to tell people where that shows are happening and stuff like that. They got a cool VIP badge, a little lounge, and of course the ultimate lounge, which is the one that I have. Sorry. Is way down on the end of that thing. It looks further away than it is.
I thought this was funny because basically, yeah, it was VIP right there, kind of by the entrance, and I'll try to skip it, but basically you can leave your bag there and stuff, which I thought was pretty cool. But in reality, it's just a bunch of tables. And then you get some free stuff with the bag and this and that, which was cool. But, but anyway, the ultimate badge, which was still almost $200, okay, for the weekend. And I got that because I wanted to see what you got. You got the bag, you got the comic, you got this art piece, and you got this lounge area access. And it ended up being like you got in early and all that stuff. But for the full weekend, it was like $160 or something like that. And VIP was sold out. Someone had told me it was over $500.
But it's all down there. This is like
I don't know how
VIP bag check. So if you have a VIP badge, you could check.
So I'm going to go ahead and skip
in the
forward.
lounge. All right. I don't know what else they have in there. They have some kind of, I assume, volunteer there for. They have volunteer there for the, watch people's bags, I guess. So that means you don't have to go out to your car, which is pretty cool. I will say, you know, these guys, they have it fully integrated. I'm always impressed with the. I mean, I can't. This is just overwhelming, the amount of production to do. But anyway, let me go ahead and turn this back around. You guys don't care about me. All right, let me go. All right, cool. All right, so this is the line this morning to get in. So this will be like a major rush. This is on Sunday. Look at that huge booth. Look at the merch booth.
I'd love to have a merch
Huge merch booth. I mean, they got.
merch.
Look at this is the line to get in. Man, I don't even know what we would do if we had that kind of line. Big TVs. I got one of those.
Yeah, I would not know what to do. Lisa, what do you think? Can we handle that big of a line?
But pain in the ass to get around. Love the backdrop. Love the branded backdrop.
Yeah,
very
I
cool.
definitely do. I haven't figured out where to get
The line
those
comes
yet,
all the way
but
up
I'd
back
love to
here.
have that.
Again, we're about 30 minutes out from the.
This is on Sunday, guys.
Actually.
This is like 30 minutes out.
And then back here,
Um,
there's like a theater. So the back of the
this whole clip is like
back of the space that they rented,
be,
they have like a draped off spot area for the other line to get in, and this must be the Ultimates lounge line. So you hang out here and all that. Okay.
okay,
Well,
so this is
I didn't even realize you could.
Yeah, so here I'm talking about the yeah, maybe I did talk to one guy that said he could get me the drapes on that. I haven't figured that out. This is way smaller than Orlando Convention Center. Okay, I'm going to tell you that. So the inside of the space, which I'll show another clip, the inside of the space, they took up about 100,000 square feet. So if you guys were have been to if you guys have been to let's see, what's 100,000? If you guys have been to Ocala Comic Con, they have one space. The Equestrian Center is 100,000 square feet, and this whole show, not the hallway, okay, just the show itself and where they have the autographs and all that, which I'm going to get into another clip real quick, and just to show you the inside. That is about 100,000 square feet is what I believe. But they had all these little rooms and stuff for all the extra stuff normally that you see at MegaCon. It's just not.
Get in over here. This is a whole different deal. I don't know if I need to go in this way or not.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
If I even want to, but I could hang out here. I do have that ticket.
Now, I'm ending
the
a
VIP
video
was sold out.
here in a minute.
Otherwise, probably would have bought that.
So what I ended up doing is I ended up hanging out in this Ultimate Lounge for a couple minutes, and then all of a sudden the line started moving. So I ended up getting in at like 9:30. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that, and we're gonna I'm gonna show you another clip here. But I ended up getting in at 9:30. I did a recording. I thought I was doing a recording, but no, the camera was actually just telling me how much microphone battery I had left. And I didn't get the recording, so I had to re-record. So I didn't get as much video as I would have liked to. And you know, I'm learning here, guys. So it's always a learning experience when you're not. You know, I'm not Damien. I'm not, you know, El Retro guy. But you know, you really got to focus on getting video if that's what you're going to be good at. And I don't. It's not a thing for me. But I really. You know, the second video that I'm gonna do, I end up talking to the camera and everything, and I really think that that's what I need to do more of, just to give you my kind of unique thoughts from a promoter's perspective and from my perspective as a person that's visiting the show. Yeah, well, okay, let's see, Jason. Fan Expo lines are especially do the VIP pass. Now, I will say, Carrie Elwes, I don't know who that is, but I will say the VIP, what the VIP gave you was there was actually two lines, and let me go and open that other video, and that way, because the beginning of that video is actually, so this is the autograph area.
I don't know if it's recording or not, but anyway, like I said.
So again, what happened here was I had recorded me entering in through the back, and I had done a thing, and then I realized I didn't get recorded. So I had to try to start over a little bit, and I was already over by the autograph section.
This is the autograph area. I got to go. Anthony Daniels is the last autograph. Way over there is the food court, and then behind that wall is another section with John Cena, Mr. T, all that. It was, I mean, just for him.
Yeah, so right now I'm standing kind of like in between where the autographs are and the autographs are and the vendors. So to the left is the vendors, to the right are where the autographs are, and then there's a food court way out there by that blue sign. And anyway, going back to what Jason said there, the way it worked was in these areas. So one side was like your GA line, and they had tape on the ground. And if you guys have been to MegaCon or anything like that, you've probably seen this. But then the VIP could just come up and basically go to the VIP line, and they could just go and get an autograph. Or sometimes when they had a long line, they would take one VIP and one GA person. But in general, you could just, if you had the VIP pass, you could just go right basically to this VIP line, and you would get, kind of first access. Thanks for the clarification there, Dan, about the Princess Bride thing. Somebody mentioned him when I was in line for somebody, and they said he wasn't that nice of a guy or whatever. I don't remember what they said, but it wasn't positive. I will say that. All right, over here I'm going to be walking back out because I came in and it didn't record. So I'm just going to kind of give you guys a quick little walk. I can turn down the volume right here in this thing. So this is the vendor area.
Saber guys.
It's your standard vendor area.
Standard stuff.
I always
Toast, Pete's. Got a couple of those.
I always want like one of these. I'd like to have just one mystery box guy, just one, at the show. That would be kind of cool. A lot of this other stuff, I mean, I respect everybody, their business or whatever. You get a lot of overlap here. That's my issue with it. I also like a t-shirt guy. So if anybody knows a t-shirt guy or, a mystery box, I think that would be cool to add to our show. There's another guy, another vendor that I see here always at these shows, and that is like a specialty controller, gaming controller.
Oh, this might be Louis' booth.
Oh, this is
Louis' booth.
And here I'm not being negative. What I'm trying to do is get Louis' attention to know he knows that I was there.
Oh, this might be Louis' booth. Yeah, this is Louis' booth.
See,
Louis' booth because he's always got these huge ass statues. He's like the only one.
He's always the one with the statues.
The Joker.
Well, there was several people from Florida there. I mean, TK was there. The Muppet artist guy was there. Louis was there. Let's see. Tony from Miami was there. He never comes to our shows, but that's okay. I'm not hating on him. It's okay. He's there. A lot of these people, they just do big shows. They only do big shows. So that's okay. And then, there was several people there from
Louis from Orlando.
And then Louis has a show, Infinity Con, around in August. Hopefully it's not on the weekend I'm doing Central Florida.
All right.
And then here I talk a little bit about the
some sports. You got a little everything here. Some fudge.
I ran into like one booth with some old Transformers.
I'm just kind of walking out because I got to go back and I forgot.
A lot of it is what you see.
Get my
here,
stuff, the stickers,
a little bit of
autograph stuff. So
these statues were cool.
I did pay for that. So here's some statues
Here I'm
here.
talking
Real
about
cool.
authentication stickers that I bought. I only ended up getting like 3 because the line was like ridiculous.
Batman.
Everything out of line pretty
This
much.
Catwoman is really cool.
I mean, as far as the autographs,
Catwoman, Batman. Very cool. And these helmets. Yeah, I'll do. I don't know how much time I'm gonna have because this is on the last day, and I kind of wanted to visit a couple other places around Dallas. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
I didn't end up getting there.
See, they're flooding
Didn't have the
out.
time. You guys had.
Oh, they already flooded in. So Sunday morning here at
Boy,
the
okay.
goes all the way down there. You see the community zone down there. That's where the 501st is. All right, I'm gonna go out. So again, you got the carpet, which is really cool. I'd like to get this for my bigger shows. But this stuff is like, I don't know if they just buy it, they roll it out. But a lot of stuff is rented. But this stuff to rent is kind of a stupid money. It goes all the way down there. So
And when I say stupid money, guys, I mean stupid money. I mean it's like 200, like for a 10-foot roll, it's like $200 for the weekend or a day or something. It was ridiculous. I could buy the carpet for cheaper than you could rent it. It's just like stupid. So I'm going to end up getting my own custom carpet made, I think. I mean, this is just red. I guess I could go and buy that too, but you got to store all this stuff, and that's why they don't store that. So all that stuff, everything they have in there is rented mostly, like all of the pipe and drape, all of the carpet, all the AV, all the TVs, everything, that's all rented, and they can afford to do that because they're charging $60 a freaking person. And I mean, how much are these booths? I mean, MegaCon is like what, $1,800 per space. So if they're charging $1,000, $800 to $1,000 for the booths, I mean, they can afford to rent this carpet and AV and all this stuff. But they do a good job. I'm not hating on them. I in the later end of the video, I give them props. I mean, they know what they're doing.
All right, guys. Now coming out. Got a couple different hallways. The way that again, this is kind of like a triangle. So this is one entrance to come in. Like if you're coming in through the ticketing area, and there's like this other area. This is where we were earlier. Crazy merch booth. All right, see it's pretty clear right now because people are inside. It's Sunday. All right, I'm gonna go back to my room now, which is cool because it's right connected to unlike MegaCon, it's connected to the show. Yeah, I spent the premium, but man, I'm telling you, this makes a huge difference because you're able to go back, drop your stuff off, take a rest in between, mostly standing in freaking line for autographs. Now I understand why vendors talk about how they don't get business at these big shows with the autographs. But a lot of times I think, now that I've done this a couple times, I'm not a big autograph guy, but Back to the Future stuff. So I think for me, what I've learned, I always learn something new. It's one of the reasons why I come to these. For me, it's this time I learned, if you're standing in line all the freaking time to get these autographs, you don't have time to shop. Like I know at least another. I didn't come here to shop. I came here because of Mr. T and all that. And I have a lot of stuff, so I want to buy from my vendors. So at my shows mostly, unless I see something really, really cool I gotta have. And then I don't have room in my bag for everything. In fact, I'm checking to see if I can take this helmet back home, or I gotta leave it with a vendor I know that's gonna be in Florida in a couple weeks. So anyway, all right, let me turn it around. You'll see this kind of deal here. So lots of signage.
It's like a checkout, so
I
they
gotta
had a
check
check
out
in
here.
and a
It's
check
kind of
out. And this,
all right, let's
I
tap
talk about
out
my
here.
customers
I'll be
would
back.
never do
Just
this.
going to the room.
There you go.
All right.
Go over
Something
to
my customers would never, I don't think they would deal with that, but very slick, I'm going to tell you. Very slick, because this is how they know how many people are in there, how many people are in there at any given time. They also, because you have to activate your badge, they have all your information. So, and you can't go in unless you activate the badge. I just don't see my customers dealing with that. Very slick though. I'm hand it to them. I give them all the props. I will say that this show is on the level where I think I could. I'm not there yet. I think I could pull off a show this size though. I do think that.
Now, I will say on here, I'm
That's just
going
my
to turn
thoughts.
it
I know
around
I'm
and show the hotel here in a
really
second. But
showing you, but this is the hotel. Turn it around. This is the hotel. Just kind of walking down here. Beautiful location.
yeah, now what I liked is, guys, is that here at the hotel is that the hotel and the space was in the same room. I mean, it makes it, from an experience perspective, it makes it great, because you're able to go back to your room, rest up, get food, go back to the show. Especially when you have, like, I've been to these video game conferences, and that really works out well, because you're able to eat lunch, come back and eat and play some games and stuff like that. And so that's why I did it this way. And again, just like I said in there, you guys, our customers, would never. I just don't see you. You got a whole, like, rigmarole activating the badge to get in and checking out and all of that BS. I mean, it's too much. They have a lot of space, wasted space dedicated for the tickets and like activation area and all this stuff. And I mean, that's cool, because they're able to contact those people, to grow their audience and tell people that, hey, the next show's coming. But I just don't think my customers would deal with that. And then the other thing is that it's very well organized, but I, like I said in that video, I'll go ahead and just remove that there. Like I said in the video, I do think that I could pull off a show that size. I'm still not quite there. I'm there, like, I need more connections. I need more connections to bigger vendors. And that's one of the things that I originally was trying to do with TK and Kim, both of which were in Dallas. And I did talk to Kim, who I hadn't seen in a while. But, over time, I realized that we have a specific type of show, and it runs pretty well now. Sure, can we make it better and all this? And I'd love to have a lot of that branding stuff, that they have, and I'd certainly like to have some of the guests they have. I just can't do the guarantees. I have no idea what Anthony Daniels would cost, but it would. I'm sure it's probably more than we make in half of our shows in one guarantee. I mean, it's just a lot. That's a lot. These guys, people that you think, like, like and you guys probably don't care or anything like that, but, like, I'd love to have, the $6 million man guy. He's like 20 grand. So, if I want to put out, there's no way that he could. I just don't see how he would make 20 grand at our show. So I would probably, let's say, have to eat 15 or 5. I mean, maybe 5. Sergeant Slaughter made like 15 at our show last year. So, I mean, there is money there, but, I got to pay that out. I got to pay all the expenses. And then if he doesn't make the money, I got to pay it out. So if Anthony Daniels comes and he's 200 grand, okay, that's a lot of, you got to be prepared. You got to have big amount of people to handle that. It's just a whole nother ball game. Okay. And I'm fine with not doing that. Okay, I'm fine with not doing that. But I am working on something big for next year. I'm not going to go into it, but I am working on something big. And along with Super RetroCon in January here in Lakeland, I'm going to start promoting that here soon, and all that. So I'm going to post the full video. I do have in this video there.
Omni, Dallas.
I end up talking a little bit
Give you guys an
about
idea. They got
the
several
show,
restaurants
different
here.
stuff,
So these
whatever.
are all
I
meeting
thought this was
rooms that you
actually
could
pretty
use.
cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna basically post. I'm gonna merge the videos and I'm gonna post all that on my YouTube page, and then I'm gonna try to do more videos of I'm gonna try to do more videos like that, utilizing this thing here a little bit more. And then again, we're gonna have Jeffrey Weissman on next Monday at 7:30. I appreciate you guys. Let's see, and let's see. Let me just go through. Let me just go through some comments here before I go. And we had some. I had I was kind of quiet there for a minute because we had some spam on here, which, gee, what, that doesn't surprise me. Let's see. Damien, I had told him he had schedule screwed up and he went to the National Video Game Museum. I didn't get to go there. I missed out on that. I really want to go back. Dallas was pretty cool. I will say that if I was going to go, I'd rather go to that show than MegaCon, honestly, because they had just as good a guests, but it was easier to get in, easier to get out. I didn't have to worry about parking. There's a lot of things that I liked about that show, that MegaCon, as much as big it is and as cool it is it's just so mega that it's mega crazy. Okay. It's just not that fun, for me anyway. It's a lot of planning and everything. So thanks, Mark, for coming out. Hopefully Mark's going to send me some stuff, because he's only doing this show. We got a lot of people going to that show up north in Georgia later in the month. I'm only going for a day. I'm not going to go into what show because I'm a hater. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a hater. I'm not a hater on the promoter guy. He's cool, but I just like, we do a lot of shows and we sell more toys than anybody in the South, in my opinion. Okay. So one show gets all the one or two shows get all the publicity on in the toy show kind of circle, and it kind of irritates me, guy. So I'm going to be honest with you on that. But again, I'm not hating on the people that run it. I'm not hating on the people that go there. I mean, vendors go there, but now I couldn't do a show because we had like 7 or 8 vendors. But hopefully Mark sends me. Thanks for showing up, Mark, and I appreciate you coming on here. Send me some pictures. And for Orlando, I really appreciate it. You got some cool stuff today. And yeah, Jason, we're going to be promoting a Super RetroCon here soon. I'm working on, I got to get my Tampa Toy Con thing going, and then I want to work on that. And yep, you need tables. You need to sign up. You need to go online. You need to go online and sign up for what you want, and then I'll put you, and then we'll figure it out after that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you up. All right. Yeah, we need to do that. Okay, I'm gonna be doing another trip, and I'll hit you up soon. I'm gonna be going to, like I said, the toy show up there in Augusta, and then I'm gonna in another week or so, and then I'm also gonna be going to the Southern Fried Gaming Expo. Okay, I'm gonna be going there a week from this weekend, and then while I'm there, I'm going to go to this thing called the Vintage Computer Swap Meet or something. I just something that I want to check out. So I'm going to video all of that and post it on my page. I'm going to show you maybe some reactions of how people are with me at the shows and this and that. But I feel like I need to go to the Augusta toy show up there, because there's some people I want to meet and that are going there, and I want to make sure people remember Florida toy shows. All right. And okay, Ryan, problem with getting big celebrities that you attract autograph seekers, not toy collectors. Yeah, and I agree with that. Your vendors will suffer, and that is another reason why we only have 1 or 2 guests. Many vintage toy vendors, okay, have left. I agree with that 100%. I literally, guys, spent the entire time. I literally spent the entire weekend from the time I got there at 2 o'clock to when I left was all autograph stuff. I mean, I ended up talking to Chris and some other vendors, but I didn't actually end up going through the vendor area very much. I mean, I didn't have time. I was literally going down the list. Now, I overbought autographs. Okay, guys, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I had, I was focused on filling up my, I got Mr. T, but I focused on filling up my hoverboard here. Okay. I got all of them, all of the Back to the Future guys that were there. I ended up talking to some people about coming to the show. I stood in line for freaking an hour and a half for Mr. T. It was just line, stand. And I was freaking dead. Okay. I was dead. So the show closed at 7. I was back at my room at like 5. I attempted to get up to go to the arcade. No, I was dead. My legs were killing me. And that's me. I do shows. So, and so I understand now why, people, at these big shows with the 25 guests, yeah, they get a lot of people at the door, but the vendors aren't making money. And then you end up not having a show eventually. Okay. And so really, that's why one of the reasons you'll see that I only have 1 guest or 2 guests. One is it costs a lot of money to do those, to get that. And two, I don't want our shows in general, customers that come to our shows aren't there coming to guests. Okay. Yeah. And I did, you know what? I appreciate, Dan, that you're bringing this up, because I completely forgot about that until about 3 hours ago. River City WrestleCon is this weekend, and I'm going to try to go to that Saturday because we got Metallica this weekend in Tampa, and I've got a ticket for that I bought months ago. Wish I would have bought better seats, but that is what it is, because I'll be taking my son and maybe my daughter. I don't know, depending on if our friend Sean is not sick. He's supposed to go with us. Where is he? Sean Wolf. Hopefully he's not sick, and so he can go. But anyway, and then in between there on Saturday, I'm going to try to go to the WrestleCon up there, World Golf Village. I think that's where they're going to run it. Super cool guys that run that, and we're going to try to do some kind of collaboration with them down the road. Great, awesome people that run that show. And I'm going to try to go up there and this weekend. And so I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody being here. Again, Jeffrey Weissman will be on here with me next Monday at 7:30. He's going to talk about, him coming to the show, and then, some of the stuff that he's been in and all of that. So please come out, and I'll be posting that next week. All right. Oh, yeah, Dan. Okay, so I assume you're there. Okay, great. He was going to give me a booth, and I completely forgot about that. It's this weekend. I mean, I just been running ragged here. We do have, I'm working on, by the end of the week, I should have Daytona closed out. And we did add Bradenton and Ocala. I'm going to be adding Bradenton this week again. I just got to work on all these maps, guys. Signed up all these shows, and then I got to work on the map to make sure I'm not make sure I can fit a certain amount of tables, because the walls a lot of times fill up quick. But all right. Hey guys, thanks again for coming out and watching it. Especially everybody that's watched here till the end. I'm trying to make these not boring, but the idea of this is to give you news and updates of what's going on with Florida toy shows, and I just thought I would share some stuff about the Dallas show. and I met some great people. Again, it was worth my time to go and meet some people. I met some more agents. I'm realizing more and more that this whole show thing is it's kind of a small community. It doesn't seem like it's small, but the vendors are all similar. There are a lot of them. They travel, and then you got all the guests. The guests know each other. That they know that they know about different agents. They know about different promoters. There's a small at the level that Fan Expo is. I would say, well, I don't think there's that many people at that level, but at the Comic-Con level, there really isn't that many promoters. A lot of these guys own like 5-6 of these Comic Cons and stuff like that. So you realize that there's a small group of people and they all know each other. So if you screw over somebody, they're gonna talk, and so you can be, and that's why I try to treat people. I try my best. Sometimes I'm not perfect. Okay. Especially at 4 o'clock in the morning, I try my best to treat everybody, great. And even when I don't, if, that's just because I'm just not in my right mind or something. But, sometimes, most of the time I'm a nice guy, but sometimes I'm very passionate about these shows, and so sometimes it gets to me a little bit. But hey, Jose, I think you're signed up for the next show. I'm not sure for Orlando. I'm not looking at the map, but thanks for coming out and hit up Shellhead. I think they're going to be on here. They're doing their show there on Tuesday. I think if you look up Shellhead stuff, Shellhead Toys, he'll be on here in another 30 minutes. Have a great night, guys, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for coming on. Bye now.